Rescue dogs often come to animal centres in an untrained, frightened state. In this show, we look at the amazing work carried out by those who rehabilitate these rescue dogs and get them ready to find new, loving homes. Coming up, how will an emotionally scarred spaniel cope with the outside world?
I know, don't be so submissive. Don't be weighing yourself. It's all new stimulation. He's a bit worried. He's a really unsocialised dog.
10-month-old uncontrollable Minnie has to be given up by her owner. But can the RSPCA's mocked-up house help give this dog a new home?
What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to stick the hoover on, do a bit of hoovering, just so Minnie gets used to the sound and the movement.
And how this aggressive German Shepherd was transformed from this to this, all thanks to this garden.
It gives us a nice area to bring him down, to calm him down.
In 2014, Inspector Anthony Joines was on his way to a call on Merseyside. He'd received a tip-off about a dog that may have been kept cooped up for far too long.
It might be a problem down the line. I hope it's not, but it's a really unsocialised Springer Spaniel called Marley. My worries usually with jobs like that is submissive behaviour.
Anthony gets in, but we're not allowed to follow.
I'm Anthony from the RSPCA. I need to have a chat with you about the conditions of the dog.
Inside, he finds a terrified dog living in squalor.
His coat is matted, that yellow. All of his paws are stained with urine.
And it's not just the appalling conditions that are worrying Anthony.
Hey, knock it off. His behaviour, the way he's completely submissive, but it's obviously because he's not been socialised enough with other people or other animals.
Anthony's seen enough and knows there's only one way he can help Marley now. The owner denies that he's unsocialised and says she's been unwell. So Anthony persuades her that it's in both their best interest to sign him over to the RSPCA.
I'm taking your dog. I've got to do right by the animals, haven't I? I want to get him a new home and rehome him. Come on, then. Come on, mate.
As Marley takes what could be his first steps outside in a long time, he seems happy to be rescued. But as soon as Anthony tries to handle him, his fear kicks in.
So, I know, don't be so submissive. Don't be weighing yourself. It's all new, isn't it, and a bit scary.
The outside world is all too much for poor Marley.
In my opinion, he's probably barely been out of there. He's had to line his own faeces and urine, so to come out here, he's obviously just thinking, what is going on? It's all new stimulation, he's a bit worried, so that sort of behaviour where he's urinated him on the floor and he's constantly on his back, it's just submissive behaviour because he's a really unsocialised dog, but he's got to come away and, he's got a chance of a new life now. Job just beginning, really, but it's a good day for him.
Anthony may have got Marley to safety, but all is not well.
Hey, mate. Hey!
Marley is so terrified, he's protecting the only place he feels safe.
He doesn't know what the big world has got in store for him. Obviously, we don't want to stress him out too much, so we'll just give him as much time as he needs, really.
And with a highly stressed dog backed into a corner, Anthony has to take a different approach.
Oh, you heavy dog. Because if he starts acting like this or constantly, even when he's in the kennels and people can't get him out to walk him and all that, drastically reduces chances of rehoming.
Marley needs to trust people if he has any chance of being rehomed. Sadly, if he can't be rehabilitated, he could be put to sleep. But are the psychological scars already too deep?
We were friends a few minutes ago.
We'll see if Marley's behaviour can be transformed after the break. Earlier, we met Marley, so traumatised he feared the outside world.
I know, don't be so submissive. Don't be weighing yourself. so sad to see him like that.
It's been over an hour and Marley still hasn't left his kennel.
It's just a shame.
But Anthony's not willing to write him off.
I'm hoping that he's going to be able to be turned around. We won't give up on him. Hopefully, we've got him out at the right time.
It looks like Marley isn't going to take the first step alone, but Anthony's hoping he can gain his trust.
Come here. It's okay. I know, it's scary, isn't it? Okay. Don't worry. There you go. Do you feel safe there?
Marley's still extremely nervous.
He's just absolutely terrified of any movement I make.
Anthony sat at Marley's level so he feels less threatened. On the outside, Marley looks well, but on the inside, in his mind, he's suffering.
I've shown him a little bit of love here, so he thinks, right, he's fine, he's not a threat. But everything else at the moment, you've got to understand, is a threat to him, everything, because he's never been exposed to that before.
It looks like Marley is beginning to trust his rescuer.
He's putting his head underneath my arm. He obviously feels underneath my leg. You can just see there. He obviously feels safe with me now.
The pair are striking a bond, but when dogs have psychological problems, even small things can set them back.
This whole scenario and his being so scared has been created by his past. People have got to start realising it's like having a child, because otherwise you're just creating a problem of a dog that's never seen anything before, and then they're not rehomable. He needs some time and love spent on him because that's something he's never had, and he'll get that in abundance here.
But it's going to take a lot more to turn Marley round. We'll find out later if he can overcome his fears. In 2014, at Millbrook Animal Centre, animal care assistant Katie McNeil was working with Minnie, a one-year-old Leonberger cross. Minnie came to the centre 2 months before, when her owner called into the RSPCA in desperation at her behaviour.
Different looking, isn't it? So it's a crossbreed between sort of a...
Yeah.
Hello, darling.
Minnie was completely out of control. But her owner hadn't had the time or space to train Minnie properly to live in the home environment. So Minnie was signed over for rehoming, but before she could be considered suitable, she needed behavioural training. At Millbrook Animal Centre, they have a home environment in which they teach dogs how to behave in a real home.
What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to stick the hoover on, do a bit of hoovering, just so Minnie gets used to the sound and the movement.
But Minnie seems to be distinctly on edge.
Scary.
Time to hide. But as Katie continues, Minnie seems to be gradually getting used to the vacuum. And eventually, she relaxes. But what about the other big source of domestic noise?
Pop the TV on. Not everyone wants to be pestered by their dog the whole evening if they're sitting and watching a film. It's really important they learn to go and settle themselves. So while she's here, we will continue to do daily work with Minnie. We do training every day with her, teaching her how to behave in a home.
Well, the good news is Minnie found her new home with the Glassok family. But as her first Christmas approached, owner Sue Glassok wondered how Minnie would cope with all the changes to the normal domestic routine.
Minnie could do with some more training just to help me over the Christmas period with her. Minnie, sit. All right, don't sit.
Because Christmas can be a scary time for dogs, Sue has enlisted the services of behaviour and welfare specialist Jackie Kay.
Christmas can be a very stressful time for our pet dogs. We understand what's going on. Unfortunately, they don't. We bring a big tree into the house, we decorate it, there's lots of different smells. This all adds to anxiety in our pet dogs.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Sue.
This is Minnie.
Hello, Minnie.
Come in.
And then in you go, Poppet.
To give you an idea of how dogs like Minnie can act up around Christmas, we set up a camera in the living room, and it didn't take long for her to get into mischief.
Minnie! When we was putting the tree up, Minnie, obviously being Minnie, was quite inquisitive. Minnie! Minnie! No! And generally interested in what was going on the tree. Let go, let go. Come on, let go, Minnie. And before we knew it, the whole tree had come down, along with us and Minnie in the middle of it.
Oh, right, so quite a disaster.
As neither Minnie nor the tree are going anywhere over this festive period, Jackie's challenge is to break Minnie's obsession with her new nemesis. Starting by keeping her on the lead is probably a good idea.
Minnie, yeah, she's strong, isn't she?
Very strong.
Yeah.
Jackie's plan is to familiarise Minnie with the unfamiliar addition to her living room.
See whether she takes any notice or any interest in the presents or anything on the tree.
And when she begins to ignore it,
Minnie, yeah.
reward her with a treat.
Minnie, sit. Good girl. So now she's focusing on me rather than on the tree.
So far, so good, Minnie.
Good girl. Sit down.
But Jackie's noticed another bad habit.
One of the things that we want to be working with her as well is that she's not jumping up at us. So she's not going to get a treat when she's jumping up at us. All I'm going to do is turn my back to her. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
With the treats working, well, a treat, it's on to the next stage of Minnie's training, taking the lead off.
Good girl. So take this off and then we'll just leave her and see what she does.
Unsurprisingly, Minnie heads straight back to the tree.
Minnie, come.
But yet again, the treats do the trick.
Sit. Good girl.
Minnie's other big issue is in the dining room. So Sue has set up a dry run of Christmas dinner in the hope that Jackie can help.
Wow, this is quite amazing. This looks good enough to just sit down and start eating now. Never mind the dog training.
A technique Jackie uses to stop dogs being a pain around food at Christmas is to provide them with their beds near the table. This is to give them a familiar place to sit so that they feel comfortable and not left out. But will it work on Minnie?
We'll see whether she's just interested in her own stuff.
At first, Minnie ignores the bed completely and goes on the prowl for food.
She's got up, that's not a problem that she's, sort of got away from the bed area. What we want to be doing is not taking any notice of her, and hopefully she'll just go and settle down.
After a few laps of the table, and the Glassocks refusing to give her any scraps,
She'll soon get bored of that pacing around.
Jackie's confidence pays off.
Look, Minnie's having a lay down there now, so she's obviously got bored of this whole festive Christmas dinner setup we've got, and that's exactly what we want.
Minnie might not have quite made it into the bed, but close enough.
It just shows that it does work with just being a bit of patience and just ignoring her a little bit.
So by applying a few simple techniques, Sue and her family can now look forward to spending their first Christmas with Minnie. Earlier on, we met Marley, a 2-year-old spaniel who'd become terrified of the world around him. 10 weeks after Marley came to the RSPCA's Wirral and Chester Centre, Inspector Anthony Joins paid a visit to see how his pal was doing.
I'm quite excited to see him. He's at the back with Mandy, so we'll go and see how he's been getting on. Hello, Marley. Hello, Marley.
Well, it looks like the hard work of everyone here has paid off.
He's lovely, isn't he? Hey, you're doing really well, dude.
Anthony can hardly believe the transformation.
Oh, don't be so submissive. Don't be worrying yourself. This is a completely different dog.
The change in him already is amazing.
What have you been doing to sort of bring him out of his shell? And
It was a very, very slow process.
Yeah.
He didn't trust anybody. So for the first few weeks, it was just a case of going in, sitting with him and let him come to you and build your trust that way. From then, we slowly started doing walks out on the back field. It freaked him out a little bit at first.
Yeah.
But now, he loves it. He's quite up for the cuddle.
Right, time for a bit of fun then.
go on.
Maybe he's a bit too confident now.
This is fantastic. He's almost smiling, isn't he? Go on. You know, you couldn't rehome with Marley like he was on day one. You know, he was a snarling beast when he was in that kennel, and that was obviously because he didn't know what was going on. He was terrified, bless him. Weeks later, look at him. He's absolutely magnificent to see. He's going to make someone a family, you know, they'll be doting on him because he's such a little character. It makes the job worthwhile, really.
Just goes to show what can be done if dogs are rescued in time.
Proper happy, isn't he?
No further action was taken against Marley's owner, but she signed him over. With further behavioural training, Marley stands a very good chance of being rehomed. We'll catch up on his progress later. Many of the dogs that the RSPCA deal with have been through a lot of stress and anxiety. To help calm the canines in their care, in 2013 the staff at Bath Cats and Dogs Home opened a specially designed sensory garden. Selected herbs, sandpits, play areas and ponds provide a place for dogs with behavioural issues to be retrained in the hope they'll be successfully rehomed. Behaviourist Steve Hill manages the garden, and today he's here with Leo, an anxious German Shepherd. Leo's been at the centre for 4 months and is going through a programme of gradual retraining and socialisation with people and other dogs.
Oh, good man, yes. When he first came in, people probably would have perceived a lot of his behaviour as being quite aggressive, but in actual fact, it's probably due to him not being socialised enough with people and dogs.
Leo was taken from a flat after his owner was arrested for another offence. He was very aggressive, especially around other dogs. Steve, with help from colleague Rosie Taylor-Trigg, feels the garden is the perfect opportunity for Leo to learn to interact with humans and other dogs.
Oh, yes. The sensory garden's really helped Leo. Gives us a nice area to bring him down, to calm him down from being worked up in the kennels, to then sort of be able to train him while he's nice and calm.
Today is a big day. Up until now, Leo has only been allowed into the garden alone. But today, he's going to be put in with another dog. Called a go-see exercise, it will involve Leo getting used to ignoring other dogs until his owner gives him permission to go see them.
He's likely to be quite lively, but we'll see how he does.
Come on then, this way, go see.
Kennel mate Meg the Staffy is brought in as the guinea pig. And the initial signs aren't great, as Leo is as boisterous as ever.
Steady, steady.
Oh my God, it's so fast.
Yeah.
But slowly, Meg begins to stand her ground. And Leo begins to calm down and follow her more playful behaviour.
He's learning a lot from playing with dogs like Meg. And more importantly, he's learning how to socialise and how to interact with dogs properly.
And things really paid off for Leo, as he was rehomed not long after with dog rescuers Mark Boscher and Leslie Mooney. And something tells me they're big German Shepherd fans.
We looked on the Bath Cats and Dogs Home website and we saw him and that was it. My mind was made up.
4 weeks after Leo was rehomed, his trainers Rosie and Steve popped in to see how he was settling in.
Here he is. He's a boy. Who's this then?
He's looking very well.
Oh, he looks great.
Nah, he's come on its own, done really well.
Well, I can see he's come a long way.
Tried to make his training into a game, being a really positive thing.
This is his favourite toy and we found out very, very quickly. So he doesn't get this all the time. This is his reward now. You can't get it off him. He's a good footballer. Come on, then.
The RSPCA are always trying to find new and creative ways to rehabilitate dogs that have suffered from a traumatic past.
This way, go see.
And it's clear the work Rosie and Steve began at the Sensory Garden has transformed Leo into the perfect family pet and rescued him from a life in the kennels. Still to come, Charm the Spaniel, with too much spring in her step, is sent on a course to calm her nerves.
Everything with her is 100 miles an hour, so she finds it very hard to slow down.
I can tell you're a bit upset about this.
And it's an emotional sign-over for 3 scared sisters, with work to be done to bring them out of their shells.
She's quite shy, so just building her confidence, and then she will go up for rehoming. In 2017, in Keighley, West Yorkshire, Inspector Lindsay Taylor responded to a call about 3 Rottweiler crosses.
The owner of the dogs is the person that's actually phoned us to say that he's had to move out. He's apparently been unable to find anywhere for the dogs, so he's basically rung in quite desperate to try and see if we can help. Are you Richard? Are you all right?
Keep it down.
The three very vocal dogs, Nanook, Priya and Star, are all sisters.
I wanted to have a word with you really first, Richard. Obviously, I know you phoned us yesterday just to say that you were struggling.
I can't take him where I'm going. Landlord is hell-bent, he won't let me take him.
Yeah.
But I've had him for like since I was born, 7 years.
Right, okay.
It's not right easy in this.
What kind of things have you tried?
I found the dog's trust, I found a few kennels, I even found police.
And have you any friends or family that
I've tried
could...
them all, no, because it's 3 dogs who've got dogs themselves, you see.
Just obviously making sure, because I can tell you're a bit upset about this, it's just to make sure that all the options have been looked at.
Yeah, I've tried everything.
Yeah.
It's a tough call for Richard, but he has no other choice than to give up the dogs he loves. First to meet Lindsay is Nanook.
I'm actually gutted, mate. I've had him all my life.
Dogs are sensitive to changing situations and their owner's emotions. Nanook's barking and posture is a sign that she's nervous.
It's all right.
Come on, then.
Come on. It's all right.
Oh, better come and give you a stroke.
Here we go.
Eh? It's a bit scary, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eh? Here we go. Do you want to take her out for me? Good girl. There we go. Do you want me to just give you a minute with her?
Oh, yeah, please.
Is that all right?
Next to be brought out is Star, who is also anxious.
Hello, sweetie. Come here. Hello. You all right? Eh? You all right, sweetie? Hello. Eh?
It's an emotional time for everyone involved.
Good girl. Come on, then. Eh? I'll follow you, then. You're not so sure. Priya.
The last sister, who also seems stressed, is Priya.
Come here, Priya. I'm not so sure.
I'm sure, are you?
Come on, then, sweetie. Good girl. Come on, then. Come on, Priya. Good girl. Good girl.
Priya doesn't want to leave her dad.
Come on. You're a good girl. You'll be all right. We'll have some fun. Get some walk here a bit more. She'll be all right, bro.
Just upsetting. I can tell the dogs, obviously, think a lot about him. They're very nervous about what's going on, what the situation is. And obviously he's gutted that it's had to come to this. But at the end of the day, he wants what's best for them.
Richard is devastated, but he's done the right thing for his dogs. We'll catch up with all 3 of them later. In September 2014, Sian, a 1-year-old spaniel, was handed over to Deputy Chief Inspector Matt Goff. Boisterous Sian rarely left the house because her elderly owner couldn't cope with such an energetic dog.
I know this is the best thing for the dog and for its owner.
Shani! Come on, then.
Now Sian has plenty of room to roam at Woodview Kennels in Essex. But she's still got a little bit too much energy to be rehomed. Look at her go. She's like a little rocket. So today, specialist dog trainer Kathy Butler is working with her to help Sian take her paw off the pedal.
Everything with her is 100 miles an hour, so she finds it very hard to slow down, focus, cooperate.
And Kathy has a novel approach to help her calm down.
It's a very light touch. We don't use a huge amount of pressure. I'm just going to work around her shoulders.
This might look like a gentle massage, but is actually part of a technique called Tellington touch, and this stroking is the first stage of the process.
And I'm just introducing the work with the back of my hand. It's much less threatening. Some animals think you might grab. It helps a lot of animals feel safer about what you're doing. We're literally just moving the skin. The skin is the largest organ on the body, and if we can influence her behaviour by relieving the tension, that's really beneficial for her general well-being.
But it can be stimulation overload for Sian, who isn't used to so much close-quarter attention. Kathy knows when to back off and allow Sian to come back for more of the good stuff. My shoulder's still a bit tight.
That's a good sign that she's feeling more relaxed, so I'll continue.
Oh, that's better.
If you can show that she has another side to her, that she can focus and that she can be calm, then that makes her more adoptable.
Well, what you're doing seems to be working a treat. Cheeky. Looks like Sian's warming to all this touchy-feely stuff.
Good girl. There we go.
But not that much. She's off. Must have seen a rabbit. Now that Sian is in the zone, the next stage of Tellington touch is groundwork.
Being a dog in today's world can be quite challenging. There's lots of different things to worry about, and Sian hasn't had the opportunity to express all those natural instincts that she's showing when she's out here in the field.
Kathy is using a special lead that lets Sian move more naturally. Getting used to this is the easy bit.
Good girl. Well done.
Because Kathy's prepared an Indiana Jones-style surface assault course. It's designed to help calm Sian down, but it also helps with spatial awareness, posture and balance. But will it all be too much for this overexcited spaniel?
This is called pick-up sticks, and she's just going to negotiate her way through them.
This might look like child's play, but because Sian didn't get out much before, she may have never experienced obstacles like these. For all she knows, she could be on the moon.
When she's out and about in the big wide world and she does come across novel surfaces, etc., she's likely to be able to cope with it a lot better.
Now for the ladder of doom.
She finds the ladder quite challenging. She rushes over it.
Don't blame me, Sian. We've all had nasty experiences with ladders.
Very hard work for the dog. They're processing a lot of information. They're having to focus, slow down. That's one of the most important things, is slowing down. So it's quite nice that she's actually standing in her own balance now, just taking everything in. Quite calm, just observing. Oh!
Like to see you jump that high, Indy. So Sian still has spring in her step, but she's on her way to becoming a well-adjusted, more chilled-out dog.
She's amazing. She's beautiful. She's affectionate. You know, she's just going to be stunning.
And the good news is, once Sian completed her training, she was successfully rehomed. Now, let's see how sisters Priya, Star and Nanook are getting on. A month on, an animal care assistant Jen Harrison and the team at Altham Animal Centre in Lancashire have been working with the worried siblings to give them the best chance at finding a new home.
They were all quite timid to start off with. I still think there's a bit of work to be done with them, building the confidence.
Nervous Priya's biggest issue is interacting with other dogs.
We're just walking away different staff at the moment, just to get her being more confident. Good girl.
A well-socialised pooch stands a much better chance of being adopted. So today, Jen and Angie are introducing Priya to Sparky Staffy Lily.
She's brilliant with other dogs that might be a bit shy or might have issues because she's really calm and really friendly. Hi, Priya. Hi, baby. We always like to try and socialise the dogs here at the centre so that when they leave to go to their own homes, they're all right around other dogs. What is this? Good girl.
So far, so good.
Initially, we like letting the dogs see each other, have a bit of a walk around. If they're not showing any signs of being aggressive towards each other or they're quite comfortable, we'll let them get a bit closer. Is that tail wagging? There's no signs of aggression. Quite surprised with how chilled Priya was. And that's good to know that possibly she could be around other dogs.
Priya is making progress, But Star is finding the change in situation very difficult to cope with.
Nicely. Good girl. She's very unsure in this environment. Obviously, we don't want her to leave here and anything to go wrong. We want her to be comfortable and happy before she goes.
Good girl.
Star gets anxious around strangers, so Jen wants to get her used to meeting new people.
We'll do sessions up here, similar to how we do with dogs that are unsure of other dogs. We reward the dog when it's positive.
Yeah, we're buddies.
Eventually getting her used to people that she's not quite sure about or she's been quite vocal towards.
Star will need a bit more time to adjust. And third sister Nanook is finding it particularly difficult being away from a home environment, so is spending time in the real-life room.
This is just a place where it gives the dogs a chance to feel a bit of normality outside of kennel life, somewhere where they can chill out and it feels a bit similar to the home environment.
Got a pretty face.
She's quite shy, so I'm just building her confidence and then she will go up for rehoming. I think she's a massive softie. Once she gets to know you, she's really soft and cuddly. Look at her face.
And just 4 weeks on, thanks to the great work of the behavioural team at Altham, there's good news for Nanook. She's found a real-life home of her own with new owner Rory Johnson in Preston. He's totally smitten.
I think she's got a lovely face, a lovely nature too. She's just a all-round bonny dog.
And the feeling is mutual.
The first night I brought her home, I think we'd bonded because she followed me everywhere. Came up to the bed, jumped on the bed, slept on the bed. In the morning, first thing, once I stir, she'll come up, lie on the pillow next to you, start licking your face and pawing you.
Rory's reason for choosing Nanook was a very special one.
But in having just lost my last Rottweiler, Ruby, she had a lovely face too. I lost my wife 9 years ago, and Ruby was, my rock, if you like. And it's something to get up for, something to look after. And they are good company, very good company. Paw. Give me a paw. Good girl. That's a good girl.
Nanook is enjoying being Rory's companion too.
I'll give her a bigger biscuit. That'll keep her longer. That's the one she makes a mess of the carpet. She's a bit of a tea leaf, aren't you? Because I take some biscuits to bed with me, just half of these, and stick them at the side and give her one before, the light goes out. Then if I get up to go to the toilet, I come back, the rest of the biscuits have gone.
I didn't think he noticed.
Nanook, what's this? Here. Oh, there you are. Nanook. Oh, there we are. Still got it.
Nanook is a world apart from the shy, timid dog we met just a few months ago.
There we go. There we go. You come and have a look. There.
That's a good girl. Confidence is growing, and the more she'll get out on these walks now, then obviously the faster it'll come, and the more she integrates with the people and dogs that we see on here.
Well done, Nanook. Here's to you, Rory, and your forever home. And we'll have more news about her sisters at the end of the show. Still to come.
Sit.
Marley, the frightened spaniel, has more training and proves dogs' behaviour can be totally transformed with the right sort of help.
Keep telling him sit. Let's try that one again.
Earlier, we met Marley the spaniel. Inspector Anthony Joynes believed he'd never been properly socialised, so was incredibly nervous.
I know, don't be so submissive. Don't be weighing yourself. It's all new, isn't it, and a bit scary.
But with patience and proper training, Marley began his road to recovery.
You're doing really well, dude.
The change in him already is amazing.
This is a completely different dog.
Come on, Marley.
And after just a few months, he was taken on by dog rescuer Neil Baffo.
Give me the ball.
Marley absolutely loves being outdoors. You know, he'd stay out all day if he could. Thinking of where Marley came from, it's mad, really. You know, he's been in a confined space for so long, and then obviously to bring him out into this sort of environment and just see him enjoy himself so much, it's brilliant. You ready? Go on.
But nobody's perfect. Some of Marley's newfound confidence and energy needs to be channeled into some obedience training to help him respond better to commands.
Come on. Marley loves his ball, as you can see. Won't let you have it. He'll occasionally drop it and let you throw it again, but he's very protective of his ball. You don't get to play if you don't give me the ball, do you?
So today, he's getting a bit of help from experts Adrian and Caroline Slater and their spaniel Freddie, just in case you thought that was Marley.
The English Springer Spaniel is an exceptionally high-energy breed, so that's why we do recommend to train them up, chasing a ball, finding a ball, retrieving a ball, a little bit of obedience.
If you can get the ball drive brought out in your dog, you'll never have a problem with it.
Marley.
And here comes today's pupil, all ready to learn, hopefully.
Hi, I'm Neil.
Hi, I'm Adrian.
Hiya, Neil, I'm Caroline.
Hi, Caroline. This is Marley.
Hiya, Marley. In relation to his training, what is it that you're wanting to achieve? What's the end result?
Really the obedience side of things. He can still be a bit wayward. On occasions, he'll dash out of the house and stuff, and then, you know, he'll come back to us eventually when he decides to.
Right.
Let's go and have a go.
Brilliant.
Come on, then.
Come on.
So let's start at the top with challenge number 1.
First thing you're going to do is engage his nose, engage the senses, treat to your chest.
No.
So when he jumps up, just take the treat to your chest, up. So that's it, now treat him.
Good boy.
Right, don't touch him or anything else, just relax.
Relax, Neil.
Treat.
Good boy.
He's doing really good. Neil seems to have quite a lot of natural ability, which is great. So Neil's going to be easy to work with as well as Marley.
Still lots to do, though. On to the second stage, the memory retrieve.
So what I want you to do, Neil, you're going to turn your back that way. Right, you're going to use your hand signal. So that's it,
Sit.
walk away.
Sit. Sit. Sit.
Oh, he's doing it. This is incredible.
Now what you're going to try and do is just put the ball at your side and just drop.
Sit.
Now go back to him.
Sit.
Keep telling him sit. No,
Sit.
don't worry and take it off him.
Oh, spoke too soon.
Let's try that one again. Walk away.
Stay. Stay.
So gently put the ball at your side and gently
Sit.
drop it. Return to him.
Stay. Stay.
Treat him. Loads of energy.
That's better. Well done, Marley.
Tremendous.
That was good.
So we're on stage 3, the finale. He's going to do the puppy recall and then he's going to send him for the ball. Let's see what happens. Come on, Neil. Right, just drop the ball gently.
Sit.
Right, return to Marley. Give him a treat.
Sit.
Now turn your
Sit.
body and keep telling him
Sit.
sit.
Sit. Sit.
Right, do it, Neil.
Marley, come on. Marley, come on.
Perfect.
Sit. Go fetch.
Make yourself inviting.
Inviting, Neil.
Better.
That's good.
Brilliant. Finish with sit.
Look at him. Treat him for that.
Yeah.
I think Marley's performed really good today. I think Neil's done a really good job as well. The two of them are working like a team. Marley's got real good motivation for that ball, good motivation for the treat. I think he's done awesome.
He
What
has.
do you think?
He has.
Yeah, yeah.
Today I've learned that how to keep his attention, how to keep him engaged. You don't get to play if you don't give me the ball, do you? That's a good boy. Now wait. Wait. You know, he's surprised me. He's done everything he's told and it's been brilliant.
I know, it's scary, isn't it?
Once a shy, nervous dog, scared of people,
Come on.
Marley's come along in leaps and bounds, quite literally. It's great to see what rescue dogs can achieve.
That's a good boy.
And there's good news about Star, one of the nervous sisters we met earlier. Best in Show popped in to see her in her forever home with new owner Marion Ashworth in Lancashire.
I most like black and tan dogs because I've had 5 dogs and they've all been black and tan.
I think it's something about the eyes. They've got those eyes that look at you and say, oh, I love you. She's gorgeous. I just talked to her right away. The RSPCA said that she never settled in there.
Good. You're all right.
But she seems to have settled here. She's getting more confident as time goes on.
Good girl.
She'll go up to certain people and let them make a fuss of her. She's wonderful like that now. Especially men. Little hussy. She loves going for a walk, and we go twice a day. She wasn't confident at first. She was wary, looking behind her all the time and wary of other dogs and on other people as well. But she's calmed down now. It's a highlight of my day. It's certainly, and I think it's a highlight of her day as well. She loves going out and meeting people now, which she didn't to begin with. And she meets other dogs, and she's getting more used to other dogs now. So it's wonderful.
And in her new home, Star has found her favourite place to sit.
She sits there for hours watching the street, and if anybody walks past, she barks at them. And I usually go, it's all right, Star. People can walk past. We don't own the streets. The pavement's not ours. She's not only looking after my house and me, but the neighbourhood as well.
But really, Star is just a big softie.
She likes nothing more than lying on the settee next to me, sometimes on me, and getting stroked and made a fuss of. I think she'd spend all day here doing that if I had time and patience. She's my companion, my soulmate in a way. And I think, well, I'm near enough sure that until death do us part sort of, she'll be fine. We'll both be fine. A happy ever after, I hope.
And what a great team. We're very happy for you both. Star's other sister, Priya, is still at the centre, but we hope it won't be too long before she finds her forever home too.